Today we're going to talk about the most important thing that Battlefield 6 needs to get right. And unfortunately, this is a topic that I don't see many people discuss. I think people should be absolutely outraged about this. There should be as many posts about this on Reddit and Twitter and other social media platforms as there are right now about movement and other topics like the server browser. The problem I'm referring to started in Battlefield 2042, and it is, to this day, one of the largest problems with that game. It's the feeling of the game itself, the input latency, the broken input, the inconsistent aim assist, and generally speaking, the feeling and function of the entire game. So in today's video, I'm going to go through all of the different mess-ups that have to deal with how bad 2042 really felt, just to remind you guys that this is one of the largest problems that we have to worry about in the next Battlefield game if it wasn't already in your mind. This should be a fun video. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click on all the links down below. There's Discord and Instagram and all that fun stuff down there. Before I start talking about this, I'm going to clarify what I mean by the feeling of playing Battlefield 2042. What I mean by feeling is literally just performing any action in the game, pressing a movement key, moving your mouse or looking around in the game. The feeling of the weapons, how the recoil feels, input lag / latency. All of these things have an impact on how the gameplay feels, and Battlefield 2042 is by far not only the worst feeling Battlefield game ever created, but in my personal opinion as an FPS player, it is the worst feeling FPS game I have ever encountered. But why is that? Well, let's take a look. So first off, if you didn't know, Battlefield 2042 has always had horrible engine side input latency, meaning the engine of the game, right, just has a lot of latency, which makes the game feel really bad. There were various people that ran tests on this, including the popular Windows PC tweaker Freezy. I'll try to find the video where he tests Battlefield 2042's latency and link it down below. Newsflash, it's fucking terrible. So we're starting out from the baseline, right? The engine itself is already screwed in 2042. Like, it just feels horrible. It affects the entire game. On top of that, the mouse input, and really the controller input as well, are just bugged. Aiming feels horrific. You could probably aim better with a rock you picked up outside. That's how horrible it feels in this game. And despite some effort, I'm not going to say their best efforts, because they didn't present their best efforts towards fixing the mouse input in Battlefield 2042, the game still to this day feels unacceptably horrible, and that cannot happen in the next Battlefield game. This is an FPS game, okay? You should be able to feel locked in on your comfortable settings every single time you sit down and play, regardless of how many FPS you're getting. I still felt locked in when I was streaming Battlefield 5 at 55 FPS on Operation Underground, because the game wasn't broken at an engine level. The input actually worked properly. Did it still feel pretty choppy and bad on an FPS? Yeah, but it wasn't because it was broken. It was because I was getting low frames. I play Battlefield 2042 daily on a 4090 and a 9800X 3D, and it still feels horrible. And just as a fun little homework assignment that'll give some of you that are willing to participate, I challenge you guys, go play Battlefield 2042 and then switch between every Battlefield game. Go play BF3, 4, 1, 5, whatever have you, and just witness the unfathomable difference of how much better the older Battlefield games feel in comparison to Battlefield 2042. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. Which brings me to my next point of all of this. The input latency and all the mushy feeling, right? That also affects movement. So Battlefield 2042's movement never felt locked in. The strafing was always mushy and squishy, imprecise, and it was never up to the standards of the previous games. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is even funnier, because this is on top of everything else, right? So we talked about the mouse input and the engine and the movement feeling really bad. Now let's talk about the fact that the recoil in Battlefield 2042, the recoil of the weapons was bugged since the beta of the game, and is actually still bugged to this day after they attempted to fix it. So you are trying to control bugged recoil on broken mouse input in a game with horrible engine latency. That's Battlefield 2042. Now you might ask, well, Enders, how was the recoil bugged? Well, don't I have some fun videos for you? I will link multiple videos of mine where I demonstrate how it was bugged, but TLDR, it is just storing recoil in a very strange way to where it feels like you're pulling through a wall of recoil. And sometimes, very rarely, the game completely breaks and you actually cannot control your weapon's recoil at all. This can be consistently demonstrated if you look straight down at the ground and then shoot and then try to control the recoil. You will see that your weapon continues to rise even though you are pulling down. But the overall point I'm trying to make in this video is the next Battlefield game has to feel better, okay? There is no excuse for any of these problems being in the game. In fact, I would go as far to say that if the next Battlefield has really bad feeling input, like it feels horrible to aim, or aim assist is bugging out and very inconsistent, that's just unprofessional at this point. How many bazillions of dollars has this game taken to make? Like, come on. And the last thing I'm going to mention in this video is I think a lot more people need to start talking about this in the community. I'm sure some people do, but it's certainly not one of the main things I see brought up, and I think it's important enough to where it should become one of the main talking points. And the worst part about this is, I know why it's not a main talking point, and I do have to go and bring up the general skill level of a lot of players in the Battlefield player base here. And don't get me wrong, I'm not generalizing and saying everyone that plays Battlefield is bad or like worse than me. All I'm trying to say is the fact of the matter is a lot of Battlefield players aren't that good at the game, and what happens is sometimes people play these games and they're not that good and they can't feel what's wrong with it. So they think nothing is wrong. I've witnessed this firsthand on many of my videos. All on these topics. I complain the mouse input feels horrible. Someone comments, I don't feel anything wrong. Then you look at their gameplay and they have like a 0.4 KD. It's like, bro, what do I even say to this? Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, brother, you're not even playing the game. And this also happens on the recoil bug videos. You know, DICE themselves acknowledged the recoil bug that I was uploading, trying to get attention for. They even pushed a patch for it, and I had people in my comment section going, looks fine to me. The recoil looks completely normal, even though DICE literally pushed an update to fix it. Now, the funniest part is that update was unsuccessful, and they actually re-broke the recoil in Season 7, because DICE is DICE. But you guys get the point. My entire point with this video is the next Battlefield game better return to the way things were in previous games, meaning the game better feel locked in, the movement better feel precise, the aiming better feel fantastic, the optimization better be good, because I don't think a lot of people want to spend $5,000 on a new computer right now. All of these things make a massive impact as to how enjoyable playing the game actually is. So that is going to wrap this video up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on this topic down below, and let me know if you went and played previous Battlefield games after playing Battlefield 2042 to feel the difference. I'd be very interested in that. If you enjoy the channel, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and come to the Twitch streams. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders and this YouTube channel. All links are in the description. I will see you guys in the next video.